Archie loves giving leadership and helping fulfill the Great Commission. Archie is married to Cindy. You'll see a picture in a moment. To Cindy, and they're raising their three boys, Sean, Liam, and Caleb, right here. They live right across from the old Maple Leaf Gardens. They love board games, and if you notice that Archie sheds a tear in the middle of this time, it's not because he's sad to be here with you, it's because his beloved Raptors lost last year. So you can comfort him a little later. He loves also playing basketball and participating in the Toronto City Chase, which he actually won first place in 2015. So we'll be hearing from Archie. What we're going to be hearing them talk about is some of their thoughts on a bigger picture of what university and college is about, that is bigger than just getting your degree or your diploma. So please welcome Archie.
And here's a picture of my family. I specialize in populating the world with redheads.
Yeah.
I've got to keep the genes alive. We'll probably do arranged marriages with other redheads. It's nothing, not racist, just got to keep that gene. I've heard it'll die off in 100 years, so we're doing what we can. But excited you guys are here. You're definitely being more proactive about your faith going into university than I was. I love God, but not enough to look for a Christian community. Thankfully, God was looking for me when I came to university, even if I wasn't really looking for Him. So I'm excited that you guys are taking a step to come to a day like this. So, university is more than getting a degree. It's about mission, it's about community, it's about transformation. So those are the three topics we're going to talk to you about in the next little while here. So I'm going to focus on mission. University is more than getting a degree, it's about mission. So 2,000 years ago, Jesus gave 12 young men a mission. You're probably familiar with it. Matthew 28, 18 to 20. Then Jesus came to them and said, "All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Therefore go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always to the very end of the age." This has become known as the Great Commission, going out into the world, introducing people to the Father who created them, to Jesus who died for them, to the Holy Spirit who offered to live inside them. Now this mission is still going on today, and I'd like to make a case for you in the next 10 minutes or so, that there's not a better place to fulfill this mission than the university and college campuses. And to illustrate, I'd like to give you a picture that shows that this mission is even worth getting up at 7:30 a.m. So this group of guys, this picture was taken back in 2004 at Western. And these guys, we had a discipleship group together. We've been together the year before, but this year, the only time that worked for everybody's schedule when we laid them all out on a sheet was 7:30 a.m. on Wednesdays. And these guys were actually willing to get up for that. So what was it that motivated them to get up at 7:30 every Wednesday? Something did for these guys. So over the next few minutes, I hope this picture will help show you how university is an incredible place to fulfill the Great Commission. I'd say university is about mission for three reasons. One, students are the leaders of tomorrow. Two, students are ready to go to the world. And three, students are wide open to the gospel. So first, students are the leaders of tomorrow. Dr. Charles Malik, former chair of the UN Human Rights Commission, said this: "University is a clear-cut fulcrum with which to move the world. Change the university, and you change the world." Now, I'm sure you'll hear a lot. Universities will pump you up saying you're the leaders of tomorrow. You may not feel like that, but let me see if you relate to any of these guys in this group and see how, even 12 years later, God is using them to lead our world. So let me introduce you to the guys. So starting from left to right. Maybe you're like Phil on the left. Phil came into university very quiet, but yet very confident in his faith. Introvert, deep thinker. He was reluctant to share his faith unless someone came and asked him a direct question. But by his second year, he came back to campus and told me, "My goal this semester is to try to have a spiritual conversation with someone every day, every school day of the year. And he actually achieved that. He did that. Sometimes it was just starting a small conversation on the bus ride home. At the end, got to talk to a friend during the day. But now, Phil has taken that passion. He did his PhD at Queen's after Western. Now he's a professor of philosophy in Lithuania. And he's hoping one day to come back to Canada, where it's really rare that philosophy professors follow Jesus or have a Christian worldview. Steve, next to him, still in his jammies. He was a carefree, adventurous, fun-loving kid from a small town. Maybe you relate to him. He also happened to graduate from Western with the highest marks in both English and history. Now, he married a girl from Singapore. He's teaching English there at Top University. Recently won an award for writing. Ethan, third one. He was the natural leader, the outgoing guy. He'd been involved with the high school ministry that he had led for 3 years. Came in passionate about God and about helping others discover Jesus. After 2 years of being our student president in his third and fourth year, our group doubled in size. He also studied at the business school at Western. After that, he graduated, got an incredible investment banking job, but it was working like 90 hours a week, and even though he's successful, he's willing to give that up so he could focus more on family, on church, on ministry, and so he started his own business. And he helped start a ministry at his church in downtown Toronto, helping people combine faith and work, and he mentors younger business professionals. Maybe you relate to Chris. He was one of these thousands of pre-med students, and just to warn you, there's more pre-med students than there are med students. But Chris actually made it. He worked hard. He got into med school at McMaster. His first day on the job as an emergency room doctor was after the shootings in Scarborough that happened back in, I think, 2012. And he's having an impact as a doctor. And one of the costs I find for a lot of students trying to get medicine is their faith, because they pour everything in their school, but he's still walking with God. Next, Stephen, poking his head out there. He was a passionate music student. Now he's a high school teacher. He actually came to faith while he was at university. Next to him is Derek. Derek, of anyone I know, he's most likely to one day be Prime Minister of Canada. One of these guys is smart, outgoing, good one-on-one, and yet somehow still humble. He was a rare student who got into law before he was done his undergrad. He ended up running an Alpha program in law school where many of his classmates got to hear about Christ. And now, after a couple of years of litigation, he's the National Director of Christian Legal Fellowship in Canada. And last, Andrew. He was the guy in the group that was the most likely to be filthy rich one day. It's not the only reason I keep in touch with him. But he was one of these guys who ran a painting business during his summers off and made thousands of dollars. Entrepreneurial kind of guy. After graduating from business school, he went on to be featured in the Globe and Mail as young tech entrepreneurs. He started many websites, including joinbunch.com, that connects people with similar interests. So these guys, the real question isn't, are students going to be the leaders of tomorrow? The bigger question is, how did I end up leading the group like that? Maybe it's a part of the Bible God uses the foolish to shame the wise. But university is about missions, because students are leaders of tomorrow. But they're also ready to go to the world. Students are ready to go to the world. In about a little over 100 years ago, late 19th century, early 20th century, there was this movement called the Student Volunteer Movement that, over the course of about 35 years, sent about 20,000 student-age people into missions to go to places that hadn't heard about Christ. And it all started with 5 students from Princeton who drew up a declaration saying, "We, the undersigned, declare ourselves willing and desirous, God permitting, to go to the unevangelized portions of the world." They didn't just see university as a time for themselves. They saw it as, we're being prepared for wherever God takes us, even if that's to the most remote parts of the world, to take the gospel there. Could you guys be part of a movement like that in your generation? Back to the guys and how God sent them to the world. I'll highlight a couple here. Phil, again, on the far left. After graduating, he went with our ministry for 2 years to East Asia and doing missions to university students there. And his second year there, we were about to shut down a city because we didn't have enough people, but because Phil was there, he was able to lead the team. So if he didn't come, a whole, about 5 or 6 campus ministries wouldn't have had a ministry those next few years. God used him. And students they reach have started going to other parts of Asia, closed the STAN countries like Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, places like that. He was able to contribute to that. Steve and the Jammies, he did 2 mission trips in more appropriate clothes to North Africa, to predominantly Muslim nations. He also did internship with us and with the church downtown. Ethan, the outgoing natural leader guy, he went on 3 mission trips while he was a student to Tanzania and Africa. And on one of those trips, he actually got to give a copy of the Jesus film to the Prime Minister of Tanzania, who's across from him there in that picture. Andrew, on the far right, I bumped into him randomly at an airport in Dubai on my way to Africa. And he was just heading out for a weekend away. He was working for 2 years in Saudi Arabia, so one of the most closed countries in the world to Christian witness. And he was able to be there as a business consultant for 2 years. Students are ready to go to the world. And these guys, students they mentored, went on to mission trips in places like Tanzania, North Africa, United Kingdom, East Asia, Guadeloupe. Some of the guys they worked with are now our staff leaders on campuses like York and Waterloo. University is about mission because students are ready to go to the world. And lastly, university is about mission because observations is a secular professor, not a Christian. He said that students today are wanting to be asked the big questions so they can discuss these things. They may not always bring them up, but they want to talk about them. He said that they have been told what the answers to the big questions are, but they're not satisfied with the answers they've been given. Our 7:30 a.m. group saw this openness firsthand while we were at Western. So Phil, who was on the far left of the picture, the group picture, he helped organize in his 3rd year this big Does God Exist debate where we had a theist and an atheist speaker. So this is a picture of the room. About 700 students came out. And one of the students who came to that debate was Becky. Here's Becky. We are born, we live for less than 100 years, we grow, we work, and we die. No purpose. That was how Becky described her worldview when she started university. Growing up, she had suffered nightly from panic attacks, being afraid of death and tired of all the world had to offer. She hoped university would change that, got deeply involved in the party scene, but still had that hopelessness. But then in January 2003, Becky was invited to this Does God Exist debate by her friend Gloria, who was also her roommate. And Gloria happened to be a Christian, involved in a Christian group at Western. Becky thought she'd come to the debate just because she wanted to hear the atheist give her more arguments for what she already believed. She agreed with his opening arguments, but then the Christian got up, and it was the first time she'd heard someone talk about how could something come to exist without a cause. And she started to give serious thought that there could be a God that created everything she knew. Seeing that Becky was curious, her roommate Gloria left a Bible in her room that night. And Becky didn't go to bed, go to sleep until she had read the whole book of John, and that night she gave her life to Christ. And the changes in Becky's life were phenomenal. She started to, that was the last night she'd ever had a panic attack. She started just being one of the most joyful people you could ever meet. She went on, she married Nick, who was also involved in Christian group. Oh, this isn't a theme today. Okay. Here for Jesus, not the opposite sex. But she had a great family. She's been able to forgive some of the tough things in her family. Now she's working towards being a social worker so she can help others who've gone through challenges like she had. And a year after she came to faith, she was part of another outreach we had at Western called Do You Agree With Them? The premise of it was we put up posters all over campus, flyers or t-shirts that said, Do you agree with them? And everyone was like, who the heck are them? And then after a couple weeks of that, we revealed that the them were these 4 students who simply were willing to share their story of how God had transformed their life. Again, it was two of the guys from that group, Phil and Derek, as well as Becky and another girl, Kim. And they shared in front of a room of about 300 students how Jesus had changed their life and answered questions. So whether it's an intellectual argument, a debate, or a student sharing how God has transformed their life, students are open to hear the message of Jesus. In fact, Acts 4:12 says, "Salvation is found in no one else, for there is no other name under heaven given to mankind by which we must be saved." Saved from the pull of drugs and alcohol, saved from sexual promiscuity, saved from the pressures of trying to conform to our friends, saved from the pressure of feeling like we have to meet our parents' expectations, saved from a godless worldview. I'm not saying it's easy to have an impact on campus. Most students we meet don't subscribe to a Christian worldview, but the doors to listen, to talk, to become friends are open. So university is about mission again, because students are leaders of tomorrow, they're ready to go to the world, and they're wide open to the gospel. And I showed you this picture of these guys, not because these guys were, some of them were really good at school, some weren't, some were great with people, some weren't. They weren't like this extraordinary group, but they were willing to take steps of faith. They had their own doubts in their faith at university, they had their own struggles, their own insecurities, but God used them. And luckily for us, if we go back to the Great Commission, it's not just this big mission, but it's also an incredible promise. Jesus ends it with, "I'm with you always to the end of the age." I know that God's with you through university. He has your back, and with His mission as your goal, you can be part of something way bigger than the degree you end up with. University is more than getting a degree, it's about mission. And their common mission led to real community, which Vera is going to talk about next. But before Vera comes up, we'd like to, between each section, give you guys a little discussion time. So, in your tables, but most tables have quite a few people, so if you have more than 4 at your table, or more than 5, split into 2 groups at your table, just so more people have a chance to chat. And we're only going to give you 5 minutes here, so don't feel you have to get through all the questions. But pick 1 or 2 of these questions that stick out to you. You describe an experience you were part of that was a cause greater than yourself. How did that feel? What was that experience like? Following God, Jesus, isn't always easy. What are things that would be hard for you to give up when you think ahead to your university time in order to invest in the Great Commission? And the last 2 questions are sort of dreaming questions. How could you envision your time at university having an impact on the world? Don't just give a vague answer like, "Oh, I could glorify God." Of course, that's what we want, but how? Maybe you get to share with your roommate, share the gospel with your roommate in your dorm, or maybe you get to help organize a huge event that reaches your campus. And then the last one, how could you envision your university or college time preparing you to have an impact in the world after you graduate? Maybe it's specific to your degree. I want to do medical missions, or I want to start a business in a developing country. Who knows what it could be, but just dream a little bit. Think of those things. So pick 1 or 2 questions with your group of 3 or 4. Take 5 minutes to discuss.